I think it's time for Westwood One. Negative. That's disappointing. I was listening to the radio yesterday, and I heard it come on for Carol Buckley, and it's not coming on for me. So that's 2 minutes we're going to have to fill. That's fine. I talked about some sports earlier. We can go ahead and repeat that. If you did not know, the Pirates rookie ace Paul Skeens was named National League's All-Star starter in a love affair that he's having with the coach of the Diamondbacks of Arizona. Says rookie sensation Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates will start for the National League at Tuesday's All-Star game in Arlington, Texas. The right-hander, 22, was the number one pick in the 2023 draft and has started only 11 games in the major leagues. National League All-Star manager Torey Lovullo of the Arizona Diamondbacks informed Skeens and the public of his decision Friday morning by calling into Skeens' interview on the Dan Patrick Show. Now, this is all a quote. Paul, first of all, how are you doing? I just wanted to congratulate you. I've chosen you to be the starter for the National League in the 2024 All-Star Game. I'm really, really excited for you. Unbelievable honor. So well deserved. We're super excited to make this announcement. You represent so many great things that this game craves. It's such a great story, the way you've come on the scene, the way you've done it with such humbleness. It's noticeable. I'll be honored to be your manager. Then afterwards, they went out and shared an ice cream together while they stared lovingly in each other's eyes. Paul Skeens also is disrupting the betting market. If you did not know, he was a 200-to-1 to win the Cy Young at the beginning of the year. And then now he's all the way up to a 13-to-2. That's 6.5-to-1, which is pretty good. It's not bad at all, actually. Just last week, he was 30-to-1. You could have got him before he threw 7 no-hit innings. All right, that's enough of our filler. Thanks, Westwood One, for not being there for me on a Saturday. That's okay. I won't forget. Let's go ahead and fill some time up until a little bit. Right now, it's 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday. Let's see, what can we talk about for a few minutes as we move on? See, I don't have a Gene Brister to, banter with, so I have to come up with my own Gene Brister as in pre-printed stories. So how about this one? Hey, Gene, did you hear about the scientist who designed a spacesuit that can turn your urine into drinking water? It's true. Creators hope prototype modeled on Dune still suits could be used before 2030 in NASA's Artemis program. A sci-fi-inspired spacesuit that recycles urine into drinking water could enable astronauts to perform a lengthy spacewalk on upcoming lunar expeditions. I'm supposed to push a button right now. Let's see. And there it goes. Sorry about that. This is a weird little kind of event that Carol Buckley likes to do. He likes to reach behind himself while he talks and push buttons. The suit's creators hope it could be deployed before the end of the decade in NASA's Artemis program, which is focused on learning how to live and work for prolonged periods on another world. Quote, the design includes a vacuum-based external catheter leading to a combined forward-reverse osmosis unit, providing a continuous supply of potable water with multiple safety mechanisms to ensure astronaut well-being, said Sophia Etlin, a researcher at Weill Cornell Medicine and Cornell University and co-designer of the suit. NASA is preparing for the Artemis 3 mission in 2026, which aims to land a crew on the lunar South Pole with a stated ambition of launching crewed missions to Mars by the 2030s. Urine and sweat are already routinely recycled on the International Space Station, but Etlin says an equivalent system is needed for when astronauts are out on expedition. Quote, astronauts currently have only 1 liter of water available in their in-suit drink bags, said Etlin. This is insufficient for the planned long-lasting lunar spacewalks, which can last 10 hours and even up to 24 hours in an emergency. So, sometimes you need a sip. Let me just go ahead and see where I am right now. I'm supposed to talk until 7:33. It's almost 7:33 now. Let's go ahead and talk about, by the way, if you didn't know, Comic-Con is coming up. It's starting on Thursday, July 5th, with Thor star Chris Hemsworth and several popular TV shows. That's what he's popular with. Hemsworth will be in Hall H to promote his latest movie, Transformers 1, which is an animated feature from Paramount. Popular shows with their cast are also included for Hall H, What Do We Do in the Shadows for the FX show, and Percy Jackson and the Olympians. If you're a fan of this kind of stuff, It's going to be happening starting this Thursday. Comic-Con is a big deal. I used to live downtown San Diego and work downtown San Diego, and I have to say it was always a pain in the butt because suddenly all of our clientele would disappear because they were afraid to come downtown. Hey, by the way, people are having birthdays today. It is the 13th of July. Actor Patrick Stewart is 79. Actor Robert Forster is 78 from Banyan. I don't know if I know that show. Singer-guitarist Roger McGuinn of The Byrds is 77. Harrison Ford is 77. Actor-comedian Cheech Marin from Cheech and Chong fame is 73. Actress Daphne Maxwell Reid of Eve and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is 71. Actress Dee Conn is 68. Actor Gil Birmingham from the Twilight films is 66. As I push stop on a button, the Animal Mendoza of Twisted Sister, 63. The Animal, I remember that guy. That guy's crazy looking. He was the bass player, and he looked like one. Country singer, songwriter Victoria Shaw, 57. Bluegrass singer Rhonda Vincent is 57. Country singer Neil Thrasher, that's a cool name, is 54. Ken Jeong, the actor, Dr. Ken from Community, also from jumping out of the back of the car in that Vegas movie where he goes full frontal, a brave Dr. Ken Jeong, 50 years old today. Singer Deborah Cox is 46. And drummer world champion of Coldplay is 41. Let's go ahead and move forward. Listen, after the break, we'll do some local birthdays after this.
Only 1 in 5 people with autism are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work.
Maybe it's because employers don't know what kind of jobs they can do. Like, what about a programmer?
That's a job for someone with autism.
How about a healthcare worker?
Yep, that is too. People with autism can do a lot of different jobs, but often get overlooked due to outdated stigmas. Introducing WIN by Autism Speaks. We help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring.
What about a ranch hand?
To learn more, go to autismspeaks.org/win.
How about some happy birthdays? July 13th, happy birthday, Jesse Anaya, Wyatt Wiseman, Taylor Rosas, Nicholas Nice, Francis Quinez, Kim Ward, Andrew Pacheco, Ricardo Velasquez, Dora Langsfeld, Anai Lau, Josie Rangel, Alex Flores, Mark Sombrano, Bethany Kennedy, Sarah Augustine, Dave Anderson, Karen Castillo, Leticia Sepulveda, Veronica Valenzuela, Vera Silva, Adriana Soraya, Victor Rodriguez, Joseph Gonzalez, and Menno Figueroa the third. Happy birthday from all of us here at Kxo. Yes, happy birthday from all of us here. A couple little things before we move on. It's 7:36 in the morning. There is, of course, it's hot, so be careful out there hiking in the Imperial Counties and the San Diego County. If you're in San Diego, it's an excellent way to get out in nature, but in the middle of summer is a dangerous event and affair as the weather temperatures soar. So if you're going to go out and hike, make sure they tell you to bring plenty of water. So it seems kind of like silly to say so, but a lot of people get found out there walking around without any hydration on them, which is very, very unfortunate. Before heading out for a hike, be sure to tell your friends or family members where you'll be hiking, especially if you won't have any cell service. It's also wise to avoid hiking in the desert and inland parts of the county where summer temperatures regularly reach into the hundreds and higher. Instead, opt for a coastal hike like Torrey Pines or State Natural Reserve, which means you'll have to drive across the mountain to get to the San Diego area, which is beautiful weather to walk across. I was in Sequan about a week ago, up in the mountains, the Indian reservation there, and it's still hot, but a beautiful, beautiful hike. Very, very fun. All good and excellent. Let's see what else is next. Let's go ahead and move on. How about this? World and California news headlines are brought to you by the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District, delivering real-time updates about the air that you breathe. Let's go ahead and turn this button on, push that button, turn that up.
CBS News Brief. At least 71 people are dead in Gaza after an Israeli strike targeting the military commander of Hamas. This Palestinian civilian threw an interpreter.
We were sitting in the tent. Suddenly a rocket fell over us. Children were in pieces. Look at us, world. Have some feeling.
President Biden battling to stay at the head of the ticket, and CBS's Ed O'Keefe was at his Detroit campaign rally yesterday as some voters say they will stick with him no matter what.
Send a bill to Congress restoring Roe versus Wade. ban assault-style weapons, focus on voting rights. Those are all the meat and potatoes, the kind of things that his base wants to hear.
This is Republicans gather in Milwaukee to anoint former President Trump as their presidential nominee. The big question for many, who will he choose to be his running mate? Trump has been mocking the Democrats. CBS News Brief. I'm Allison Keyes.
The Imperial County Air Pollution Control District delivers real-time information about the quality of the air you breathe. Visit the website at apcd.imperialcounty.org to stay informed about air quality around the valley. The website also includes information for upcoming meetings, programs, and there's access to the dust cams set up around the valley. Visit apcd.imperialcounty.org today.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
World California News headlines have been brought to you by the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District. Log on to imperialvalleyair.org for real-time information about the air you breathe.
California headline news. Extreme weather and wildfires are impacting the air quality in California. Dr. Vicki Vars-McCullough, respiratory health specialist and vice president at 3M, says protect yourself from pollutants and wildfire smoke begins with understanding how to read the air quality index.
The air quality index is a number that can help you easily understand if the air in your community is good or if it's unhealthy or very unhealthy.
A number under 50 is good. Mike Salceda, California Headline News.
Page 1 of the local news is a service of El Centro Motors, Quick Lane Tire, and Auto Centers with 3 locations to serve you. At El Centro Motors in the Brawley Auto Center at Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and at the Imperial Valley Mall. Let's do some local news here. A broadband grant for the county. Imperial County has been awarded a $13.8 million grant for broadband infrastructure. The Golden State Connect Authority's Imperial County Broadband Network project has been approved by the California Public Utilities Commission. Assemblyman Eduardo Garcia announced the grant, saying, quote, "We have been working to bridge the digital divide in our rural, underserved community for years. Access to high-speed internet is a daily necessity, vital to education, the economy, health, safety, and emergency services. This grant will go a long way in helping us connect our community and improve opportunities for our residents." Also, there was a traffic stop. A Nets Drugs, a veritable pharmacy of drugs, was found after a traffic stop. Calexico police recently made the traffic stop and found the drugs included in the haul was a pound of suspected psychedelic mushrooms, as well as drug paraphernalia. The suspect, a resident of Imperial, was taken into custody and faces charges of possession with intent to sell a controlled substance. Kxo News Time, 7:42 a.m.
Before you head out on the road, head into El Centro Motors Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. Ask for the works. Trained technicians will change the oil using up to 6 quarts of synthetic blend oil. Change the filter, rotate the tires, top off the fluids, check the belts, hoses, battery, and brakes, all for one low price. It's the works at Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers, at El Centro Motors, the Imperial Valley Mall, and the Brawley Auto Center, or with their new mobile service wherever you are.
And now for some more news. IVDM Spectacular Saturdays, Imperial Valley Desert Museum Summer Camp 2024. It is an ongoing event during the summer, held on Saturdays. The workshop this Saturday will be on geology. The workshops are held at the museum from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. All ages are welcome. Transportation will be provided. The day rate is $35 or $150 for the full summer program. One adult chaperone is able to participate with registered child. Contact the museum for more information. And also a free workshop. A workshop on Project Food Box resource will be held Friday, July the 19th at 10 a.m. The workshop will be held at 3 Womenhaven Thrift Store, 742 West Main Street in El Centro. Participants will learn about Project Food Box, buy Project Food Box, learn how the project can help improve your health today. For more information, go to theprojectfoodbox.org. Page 1 of the local news has been serviced of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 3 locations to serve you. Quick Lane services all makes and models, and you never need an appointment. Hang on, we'll be back after this moment.
The 60s and 70s await you again during a time trip back to the 20th century. The American Hit List is the show that takes you there, and I'll be your guide. This is Machine Gun Kelly. Join me for the adventure right here. To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Tune in to Machine Gun Kelly, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. to noon, right here on AM 1230 KXO.
Okay, we got local news page 2. This one's brought to you by Burgers and Beer, serving the best burgers in town with daily lunch specials Monday through Friday and happy hours from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. daily. I'm a little bit ahead of the game here, so let's go ahead and see what we got going here. All right, so let's move on with some local occupational employment and wages. It's interesting. I read this morning. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics releases a report. It is the occupational employment and wages in the El Centro area. Technically, it is for the El Centro Metropolitan Statistical Area, which is pretty much all of Imperial County. The information was gathered in May of last year. According to the report, the average or mean hourly wage of $28.64 compared to the nationwide average of $31.48, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Management occupations in the area were highest paid, $57.91 per hour, followed by healthcare practitioners and technical occupations at $53.36 per hour. Healthcare support occupations accounted for 12.6% of local employment compared to 4.7% nationally. Among individual occupations, home health and personal care aides was the most common job in the area with 6,640 workers. That's very, very interesting. We'll be back after this, KXO News Time is 7:45.
At Burgers and Beer, we'd like to recognize Independence Day, the 4th of July, commemorating the Declaration of Independence, adopted on July 4th, 1776, establishing the United States of America. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts to all who serve our great country and to those that have served for our freedoms. To all of our friends, please have a safe and wonderful Independence Day. From your family at Burgers and Beer.
Let's go ahead and continue our local news. We'll add some weather into that as well. Let's go with the Summer Splash Bash event hosted by the county and the IID. It is the Summer Splash Bash. It is being held Saturday at Sunbeam Lake. It runs from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The event will feature a special appearance by Imperial Irrigation District's water safety mascot, Dippy Duck. He will be at the lake from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Everyone is invited to an exciting evening of water activities, safety tips, and more. Admission is free. Let's go ahead and listen to an earlier version of me talk about the weather as well. According to the National Weather Service, a strong ridge of high pressure will continue to yield above normal temperatures across the region through the weekend. This ridge will finally migrate over the Four Corners region this weekend. The Four Corners region, what's that? Resulting in a noticeable increase in moisture levels and a slow cooling trend. If you say so, because today it's going to be sunny and hot. A high near 111. Heat index values as high as 117. Heat index. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. What's going on out there? For tonight, mostly clear with a low around 84. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Gusting as high as 20 miles per hour again. For Sunday, only 109. Heat index values as high as 116. Southeast winds around 5 miles per hour. And by Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 85. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. So we're getting rid of some of the winds. And by Monday, at the beginning of the week, sunny and hot with a high near 111. Currently in downtown El Centro, where I sit now, it's 86 degrees. The winds are the southeast 6 miles per hour. 16 is the gust. 63% of humidity, which means there are some isolated thunderstorms outside, which is pretty odd. Currently in Yuma, 88 degrees. Campos, 76 degrees. Mexicali, 87 degrees. Air quality is pretty good. Local news and weather. Page 2 brought to you by Burgers and Beer, the place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Bring the family or meet your friends at Burgers and Beer. Stay tuned for more.
From coast to coast, this is Goddard's Gold, right here on the Imperial Valley's AM 1230 KXO.
What's your name? Who's your daddy?
Get the gold, Goddard's Gold, Saturday 9 p.m. to midnight and Sunday morning 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
It's time for Sports World Roundup, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best of care. Right now, Spain, are you a soccer fan? I'm a soccer fan. So Spain and England are playing tomorrow in Berlin on Sunday, 3 p.m. That's noon for us. Actually, let's go ahead and talk about this. The fact that tomorrow is going to be quite the sports fans, I was going to say, it's going to be a dream. You can infer what I was going to say, what kind of dream, but it's going to be a dream day. How about this for a Super Sunday? Start with the men's singles final at Wimbledon, then taking the soccer European Championship title between the Spain and England match, before finishing the day with the Copa America soccer final, Argentina against Colombia. From London to Berlin and all the way to Miami over the course of 13 hours, it's quite the day of top-class sports to enjoy. Quite the cast, too. Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic will have another showdown at the All England Club, a rematch of the 2023 final. And Spain's Lamine Yamal, soccer's newest superstar, who will have just turned 17, against Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden of the England squad at the Olympia Stadion in Berlin, Germany. And then the great Lionel Messi back in another major final for Argentina, 19 months after leading the team to the World Cup title. What could yet be his swan song at an international tournament at the Hard Rock Stadium. What's interesting about the Spain kid, the Lamine Yamal, he's underage. So there's German laws for working hours for people that are under 18. So because he's already worked his allocated amount of hours for his age, Spain is paying like a $30,000 fine to the German government every time he, quote unquote, works, which is quite strange and interesting. But, we don't want the young ones to be overworked, I guess. But kicking a ball, is that even working on? Anyway, I'll be back after this.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all of your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations at Calexico and Raleigh, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all Pioneer services, visit www.pmhd.org today.
And now for a lot more sports. Let's go ahead and talk about some things. I printed out quite a bit of things this morning. So Don Steele, Prince Harry, honored with the award to the 2024 ESPYs. Led by host Serena Williams, the ESPYs celebrated a landmark year for women's sports with Simone Biles, Aja Wilson, Caitlin Clark, Don Steele, and Juju Watkins among the honorees Thursday night. Steele, coach of the national championship South Carolina women's basketball team, received the Jimmy V Award for perseverance for both her support and fight for equality for women's sports and for her leadership in the fight against cancer. Her friend, Tennessee standout Nikki McCrae-Penson, died of breast cancer, and Staley's sister was diagnosed with leukemia. Staley was motivated by their battles to become an advocate for cancer research. Quote, I must confess I feel a little undeserving of this recognition. Past recipients of the Jimmy V Perseverance Award have faced incredible challenges and proven themselves as true warriors, Staley said. I have merely been a spectator to such immense courage and resilience. Well, she's She's a class act. I've seen her coach. I've taught her to talk. She's pretty good. How about Kevin Durant? He's going to sit against the team. He's got injured again. Kevin Durant is just a fragile guy. Not many time for him to retire, maybe. In Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates, Team USA has relocated halfway across the world, but it's still in a holding pattern with star Kevin Durant, who missed practice again on Saturday with a calf strain and likely won't play when the Americans face Australia in a friendly set for Monday. Coach Steve Kerr has been publicly downplaying any concern about the injury, but pushed back his timeline before leading the team through practice. Quote, I know there's still a couple of weeks before we have to make a decision roster-wise, Kerr said, so we're just taking it day by day. For weeks, Team USA had a contingency plan in place if Kawhi Leonard wasn't able to play, who's always hurt as well, coming Olympics as he recovered from a knee injury, lining up Derek White as the probable replacement in early June. They made that move Wednesday, releasing Leonard and putting White on the roster as they broke training camp in Las Vegas. More NBA news. Sources, Nuggets, Deron Holmes, he tears his Achilles and he's out for the summertime. The Nuggets first-round pick, Deron Holmes, suffered a torn Achilles and is likely to miss the entire season coming up. League sources confirmed to ESPN. Thank you, league sources. Holmes suffered the injury Friday during the Nuggets' 88-78 loss to the Clippers in their summer league opener. He left Cox Pavilion on crutches. Holmes, drafted 22nd overall out of Dayton, had 11 points and 7 rebounds. But that's pretty much all the points and rebounds he'll have for the entirety of this coming NBA season. 6'9" Holmes was expected to be a primary backup, a big for the Denver Nuggets, the rich, creamy Nuggets, as I call them, from Denver. And, of course, Bronny James, who is kind of an interesting figure. I was talking to my brothers, couple twin brothers I have, and they really don't like this guy for some reason. And after inquiring why, I still don't know why, but I guess they didn't realize that nepotism existed. It's everywhere, guys. It's everywhere. Bronny James said he will welcome any assignment in his first season as a professional as long as it comes with a chance to play and improve as a basketball player. Quote, I'm just looking forward to any basketball I play, no matter what level I'm playing at, James said after the Los Angeles Lakers' 99-80 loss to the Rockets in LA's opening game in the Vegas Summer League on Friday. James was asked about the possibility of spending time in the G League after Houston's Cam Whitmore, the number 20 pick, finished with 20 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals. As a rookie, Whitmore played 13 games for Houston's G League affiliate, the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, and averaged almost 27 points. So after scoring a quick 6 points to put LA up 13-10, he was pulled out of the game. I think, he's going to be a fine 14th man on the roster. What do you think? I think that's true. You've been listening to Sports World Roundup, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District in your area. Right now, it is 7:55 a.m. on a lovely Saturday morning. We're going to do some more business and maybe talk about the weather again after this.
The 60s and 70s await you again during a time trip back to the 20th century. The American Hit List is the show that takes you there, and I'll be your guide. This is Machine Gun Kelly. Join me for the adventure right here.
To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Tune in to Machine Gun Kelly, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. to noon, right here on AM 1230 KXO.
Today's financial news is brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company that protects you, your home, business, or construction site 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So the Dow soars but fails to notch a new record close. The big three indexes soared higher on Friday as an everything rally continued to take hold in the wake of encouraging inflation data. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished up 248 points, or 0.6%, to about 40,001, a tick below the index's highest close on record. The S&P 500 climbed 0.6%, while the NASDAQ composite gained 0.6%. The Russell 2000 was up 1.3%. That's fantastic. The rally was broad-based, with most members of the major indexes closing higher. Though big tech struggled on Thursday, many of the most popular 2024 winners, such as NVIDIA, bounced back today. Yesterday, I should say. Stocks lost some momentum in the final half hour of trading, but still closed solidly higher. Quote, our desk is seeing a 3-to-1 ratio in favor of buying across the technology, media, and telecom sectors, writes Mizuho Securities' Daniel O'Regan. However, it's worth noting that overall trading volume remains light, suggesting a lack of strong conviction in the market. Though the producer price index for June came in hotter than expected, BofA Global Research economists Stephen Junot and Michael Gappin write that the details that feed into the personal consumption expenditures price index, I'm going to read that again, I've heard that before, the personal consumption expenditures price index, the Federal Reserve's preferred measure of inflation, were softer. As a result, Junot and Gappin actually lowered their forecast for core PCE inflation 4 basis points at 0.17% monthly increase from June to May. That's not bad. 0.1, it's supposed to be around 2%, so 0.17%. On an annualized basis, this would be effectively in line with the Fed's 2% target and follow a very soft print in May. They write, in sum, disinflation has gotten back on track over the last 2 months. Interesting. Be back after this.
Southwest Security has been protecting properties 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, right here in Imperial and Coachella Valleys. Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been in the private security business for over 25 years and have always made it my mission to always provide my clients with the highest quality security services available. Your satisfaction is my #1 priority. And don't forget Southwest Postal, the only postal center in Imperial Valley with 24/7, 365 access to your post office box. Access when you need it. Located on the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
And lastly, in some business, has inflation finally been whipped? Nationally, the consumer price index fell by 0.1% from May to June. It's the first monthly dip since May of 2020, when the big worry was coronavirus, not the cost of living. June's decline, plus a modest 3% U.S. inflation rate during the past year, nudged some economists to claim that the worst bout of price problems in 4 decades may have been tamed. Well, I'm guessing those analysts must shop differently because Southern California Star's stats suggest that there's some work left to do with inflation. Any victory debate aside, no economic repair allotted today will erase the sting of what the surging cost of living of 2021 through 23 did to local household budgets. It's been quite sad how much everything costs. 68% rise in most things, I have to say. This financial news update has been brought to you by Southwest Security and Southwest Postal Service, the only postal box service offering 24-hour a day, 365 days a year service. Southwest Postal at 4th and Heil in El Centro. Good job, everyone.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro on AM 1230. KXO.
Top of the hour. It's time for some more CBS News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by T-Mobile.
I'm Allison Keyes. Republicans are flocking to Milwaukee for the party's national convention as delegates are set to formally name former President Trump as the party